Senate Resolution 8624, the Secretary will read.
Whereas Governor Jay Inslee issued a proclamation on February 8, 2019, declaring a state of emergency for all counties throughout the state of Washington as a result of a severe winter storm forecast. And whereas Washington state was struck by a storm, the ferocity and duration of which was unmatched by any previously encountered in 30 years. And whereas on February 10th and 11th, 2019, Olympia received 20.2 inches of snow. And whereas extensive snowfall and ice caused roads to become unnavigable, entire neighborhoods to lose power, and food and water to become dangerously scarce and hard to resupply in some jurisdictions of the state. And whereas the Secretary of the Senate and the Chief Clerk of the House of Representatives canceled committee hearings on February 11th, 2019 due to the severity of the storm. And whereas employees of the Washington State Department of Enterprise Services were hard at work during and after the winter storm to keep conditions at the Capitol campus safe and functional. And whereas despite the dangerous conditions, Department of Enterprise Services employees worked tirelessly to clear roads, sidewalks, and parking lots to ensure that state employees and visitors could safely navigate the Capitol campus. And whereas Department of Enterprise Services employees ensured campus security systems remained operational and buildings were accessible. And whereas many Department of Enterprise Services employees were called to work at 2 a.m. to clear snow from campus streets and sidewalks, and whereas many Department of Enterprise Services employees worked daily snow shifts from February 9th through February 15th, 2019, and whereas Department of Enterprise Services employees worked a total of 1,523 hours on snow mitigation, which included 331 hours of overtime, and whereas the legislature would not have been able to quickly recover from the storm in order to serve the citizens of the state of Washington without the essential help of the Washington State Department of Enterprise Services and its staff. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Washington State Senate sincerely thanks the Washington State Department of Enterprise Services and its buildings and grounds and Capitol security and visitor services crews for their unwavering commitment to keeping so many functions of the state government, including the state legislature and Capitol campus, smoothly running through even the toughest conditions. And be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be immediately transmitted by the Secretary of the Senate to Chris Liu, Director of Department of Enterprise Services.
The resolution really speaks for itself. You know, we woke up on the 10th and 11th of February to snow drifts and cold and closed streets, and our Department of Enterprise Services people were here while we were not, and that's often the case.
I appreciate the work of DES to keep this building safe and warm. And I will say that as I came with my snow boots, some of you may have seen me during those days with my snow boots on the Senate floor. You could tell when you reached the Capitol campus because all of a sudden the sidewalks were clear, the streets were clear. It was navigable here in a way that perhaps it wasn't in the neighborhoods surrounding the Capitol. So.
I really do want to say thank you to the DES department for everything they did, not only in the snow, but everything that you're doing around this campus. Looking at the Lenten roses, looking at the primroses, looking at everything out there and the manicured place this place has become, I really want to say thank you. I know a few years, a number of us had concerns, we raised them, and you guys have really, Mr. President, they have really risen to the task.
When something happens around here, when we leave during the day, they're here to clean up after us. When we have an emergency, they're here to clear the streets, to clear the sidewalks. And, you know, I just wanted to have the opportunity to thank the DES employees for their hard work.
Kudos to DES for keeping up this gem of a Capitol, for not just for us who use it for a workspace, but for the people of the state who take great pride in this Capitol.
This place, the Capitol, is a place where everyone comes and visits, and when I'm walking down the hall and hear the visitors saying how beautiful the campus is, how beautiful the grounds are, how beautiful this building is, Mr. President, we have the true ability to have the respect for what you're doing, and thank you very much.
I just want to thank them for all their hard work and their effort, and our hats are off to you. Thank you.
we have with us in the South Gallery a significant contingent from the Department of Enterprise Services. I will, both as President of the Senate, but also as the chair of the State Capitol Committee, echo and thank Senator Hunt for bringing this measure forward, and now ask the Senate to join me in thanking members, hardworking men and women of the Department of Enterprise Services for the work they did then and throughout the year.